NFL free agency begins tomorrow. So coming up here, we're going to do our final top 25 NFL free agents in 2022. I have them ranked from 25, and we're going to work our way all the way down to number 1. And as always, if you guys haven't already, please go ahead and like the video. It always helps us out a ton. Let's go here, number 25. I'm going to go with Rob Gronkowski, the tight end of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or maybe soon to be formerly of the Tampa Bay Bucs. I'm not sure if he's even going to be playing this year, but if I was looking for a tight end, Gronk would probably be the top guy on my list. At number 24, it's going to be DJ Reed, the cornerback of the Seattle Seahawks, who at times I thought actually played really, really well. If he was maybe surrounded by some better players, I think his stardom would shine. Let's go to the next guy, number 23. It's Darius Williams, and I'll be 100% honest with y'all. I am a little bit worried about Williams because there's two sides of him. There's the tape that he has before Jalen Ramsey, where I'd probably say he's an average corner. And then the tape after Ramsey comes where he's an above-average corner. Could it just be that he needs the best cornerback in the league to look halfway decent? At number 22, we're going to bring up the first defensive tackle today. It's Akeem Hicks, and probably going to be the only defensive tackle on today's show. He's my top guy from the Chicago Bears. I also like Calais Campbell. They were neck and neck. At number 21, it's going to be Emmanuel Ogbah, who over the past 2 seasons for the Miami Dolphins has really stepped up. Over 40 tackles. He had 12 pass breakups last year, 9 sacks back-to-back years. Personally, I think he believes that he's worth a little bit more than what he actually is. And I don't know if he necessarily goes back to Miami, but if you're looking for a long arm defensive edge rusher who's probably going to be around $14, $15 million a year, Ogbah's a weird guy to keep in mind. So I don't know about y'all, but I can't wait for free agency tomorrow. It's going to be me, Tom, Chase, Harrison, the entire Chat Sports gang. We're going to be live for probably like the entire week. Like, it's going to be insane. If there's a big-time trade that goes down, we're going to be live. We're going to be covering it. So if you want to join the show, there's going to be thousands of people watching. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications because free agency is about to get lit. Top 20 time, Michael Gallup, the receiver of the Cowboys. I see him going back to Dallas, especially with the team moving on from Amari Cooper in a trade. I've always been a big fan of Gallup, though he did tear his ACL in Week 15. Number 19 is going to be Jameis Winston, and he's going to be the only quarterback on this list. In terms of top 25 overall players, I don't think Jameis deserves to make it. However, I felt weird not putting at least one quarterback in. So in terms of overall positional value, I put Jameis in my top 20, which is pretty crazy because, no respect to Jameis, does anybody think he's actually a top 20 quarterback overall in general? At number 18, I'm going to go Kyle Van Noy. I love his versatility. It's been interesting that the Dolphins moved on from him in 2020. Then the Patriots decided to move on from him this past season. I believe he was just due a little bit too much money. But if you're a defense in a 3-4 looking for an edge rusher who can blitz, who can stop the run, who can also cover, Kyle Van Noy's versatility is why I have him in the top 20. At 17, it's Raiders cornerback Casey Hayward. And so a lot of people thought that this vet was going to be a little bit washed up. People didn't really give him a chance. Gus Bradley comes on over to the Raiders defense, and Hayward was literally one of the most perfect fits that you could possibly see. I don't see Hayward going back to the Raiders. In fact, I could see him going to Indianapolis, rejoining Gus Bradley and the crew over there. So Chat Sports, y'all, that's the company name, and we are now also partnered with Locals. So whether you want news, politics, extra sports content, go ahead, check us out there at locals.com. And since we're talking about the Raiders and Casey Hayward, if anybody is interested in getting more exclusive Raiders content, you can actually join my Locals community at raidersreport.locals.com, which I dropped the video yesterday. I was live for 45 minutes. I did my top 15 best bang for your buck players the Raiders can go out and get. And if anybody's trying to get a signed Rich Gannon helmet, number 12, one of the legends of the Raiders quarterbacks, we're going to be doing a March Madness style of tournament. So if you end up winning, you get a Rich Gannon signed helmet. So please become a supporter at raidersreport.locals.com. At number 16, here are my top 25 free agents, Jadeveon Clowney. And Clowney's always been the hard guy. I can't probably even say that. Hard dude to wrap my mind around because he's athletic. He's a good player. The injuries pop up, but I always wonder, how could a guy that be this talented and never have double-digit sacks? I mean, he got drafted number 1 overall, was probably one of the most locks at number 1 I've seen in a draft since 2014. Good run defender, needs to get a little bit better, though, in the pass rush. At number 15, I got OBJ. I loved what I saw from Odell Beckham Jr. in the Super Bowl. Loved from what I saw when he went to the Rams. Hard to believe. You don't have Baker Mayfield, and you're actually looking halfway decent. The ACL injury, his second one in that knee, does scare me a little bit. Not sure how healthy he's going to be week 1, but if you're telling me right now OBJ's healthy, he deserves to be in the top 15. At number 14 here, cornerback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Carlton Davis. There's two really, really good corners who we'll talk to here in a second. And then Davis is kind of like in his own little two here in the third. He's a physical guy, love what he brings to the table, and if you're a team looking to compete right now, Davis might be one of the better bang-for-your-buck corners out there. So, y'all, I know this is NFL Daily. I know we're talking about the NFL, but we're also called Chat Sports. I wore the t-shirt today for a reason. And if you want to go ahead and bet on next year's Super Bowl winner, you can do that. If you want to bet on March Madness, which I'm betting on March Madness, Selection Sunday is tonight, go to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code NFL Daily. It's going to get you 125% deposit bonus. The last time that I checked, here were the top 5 teams most likely to win the tourney. I've been saying all year I'm going to go with Coach K in his final season, though I feel like betting on the Wildcats might be the way to go. I know I'm definitely not betting on the Baylor Bears. Should I just go double down? I bet on Gonzaga last year and it let me down. Who's going to win the NCAA tournament, March Madness? Well, you can put your money where your mouth is. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily. At number 13, I'm going to go with Randy Gregory, the edge rusher out of Dallas. He's going to be a really good player if you can also put him on another defensive line that has just another player that can surround him, because Gregory, when he's motivated, this dude's elite. When he's not motivated, sometimes it can worry me a little bit. At number 12, it's Brandon Scherff. He's the top offensive guard in this free agency class. You throw him in on the right side, he's just a mean mauler type of dude. And a run-first style of offense, you got Brandon Scherff on the right side. And you know what? We'll talk about player 11 here, Ryan Jensen, the center from the Buccaneers. Jensen might be the other guy. These are the top 2 interior offensive linemen. Jensen, I would not want to go up against him, would not want to go up against Brandon Scherff. And if you're a team that's looking to run the football, those two guys need to be on your radar. So here's the opportunity. Chat Sports is a interactive YouTube channel all about sports. I want you to name a player you want your team to sign. So it's kind of a two-way question, right? First, I need to know who the heck your favorite team is. Second is, out of all the players here, maybe there's a few other guys that you like. Want to know a player that you want your favorite team to go and sign. This means it's time now to get into my top 10 2022 NFL free agents as it stands right now. Hassan Reddick, the edge rusher from Carolina, 12 sacks last season. I loved this kid when he first came out of Temple. Then he went to Arizona. Didn't really think he was a good fit there. But another player, if you want an outside linebacker, edge rusher type in a 3-4, Reddick is going to be a dude that I know a lot of good teams are going to go after. At number 9, this might be pretty sweet. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, the ultimate Swiss Army knife. It seems like he's really old, but he's really only like 30 years old. He's competed with the Kansas City Chiefs. Not 100% sure where exactly he goes, because I always feel like predicting safety markets can be difficult, but the Honey Badger wants to go and compete for a team and win a championship. At number 8, it's Bobby Wagner. The last time we made this video, Wagner wasn't on the list. Why? He was still a member of the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle let him go. They ended up saving about $16.6 million after the Russell Wilson trade. You're looking at a guy who's been in the NFL for 10 years and been an All-Pro 9 times. 170 tackles last season for Bobby Wagner. I get it's linebacker, but that dude's the top linebacker out there right now. Let's go to Marcus Williams, my top safety on the market. His ability to be that true center fielder, be that ball hawk, only 25 years old, is why I have him over the Honey Badger. But if you're telling me right now Marcus Williams wants to make $2-3 million more than Mathieu, I might have to say Mathieu might be the better option. At number 6, the top wide receiver in free agency as it stands right now is Allen Robinson. Devontae Adams, franchise tag. Chris Godwin, franchise tag. It is clearly Allen Robinson, even with Mike Williams, getting his deal. If you're looking for the top receiver, I get it. Coming off a bad year, right? Only 438 receiving yards. But I'm going to blame that on Matt Nagy and that Bears offense. Allen Robinson, I believe, is the true deal. Let's get in now to our top 5, y'all. I got Stephon Gilmore, cornerback of Carolina, the 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, battled some injuries in 2020. Then he gets shipped off to Carolina. Was really impressed by what I saw. However, I don't think he's the top guy because of this dude. J.C. Jackson, the cornerback of the New England Patriots. If you could put Jackson in we'll say a zone style of defense, he's going to be legit. It depends what defense he goes to, because if you're going to put him in a man, he might struggle a little bit more. I like J.C. Jackson a lot. but I believe he's going to be looking for $20 million a year, Jalen Ramsey type of money, and I just don't think he's that quite quality of a player despite the interception numbers. At number 3, the top offensive tackle in the group, and if you were able to promise me Terron Armstead's going to play 15 games next year, I would put him number 1, because when he's on the field, you can make the argument he's one of the best tackles in the National Football League. It's just the injuries, man. I actually don't think he's played more than 16 or 15 games in like the past 4 or 5 seasons. He is an incredible player, but he needs to stay healthy. At number 2, we're going to go edge rusher and Super Bowl champion Von Miller. There's a part of me that thinks either Von's going to go back to the Rams or he's going to go to the Broncos. He was a great fill-in player for Los Angeles, and giving up the draft capital they did, 100% worth it, and he looked pretty damn good as well. And that means coming in at number 1, I'm going to go with Chandler Jones, the edge rusher from Arizona. I still think this is one of the most underappreciated players in the National Football League. You want to talk about sacks? Guess who's had more sacks over the past 5 years? Von Miller or Chandler Jones? It's Chandler Jones, and it's really not even all that close. But that's what I'm talking about. Jones can come in, be a veteran, and a great defense looking for an edge rusher. That's also why I put him at number 1. So what are your thoughts, y'all? Which free agent did I leave off my list? Last time I checked, there's more than 25 players in the National Football League, more than 25 free agents. We're going to be talking about a bunch of them tomorrow when we're live. So please let me know who's somebody that I let off my list, and I'm expecting to see y'all there tomorrow. Tom and I, Chase, Harrison, doesn't matter who it is. We're going to be having a good time, so go ahead and hit that sub button.